Hey there guys, welcome back to Demon Souls, and we're going to go ahead and start doing 4-2, which can be a relatively difficult level, but it is also relatively short as well. It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes to really go through all of it, provided that you don't die. Grave Robber Blige will also be at the start of this level now, and I'm going to go ahead and buy some more soul remains from him.
Hello there. We meet again. You look terrible. Cheer up. Life is an adventure. There's somebody I ought to warn you about. A fellow who lacks common decency. They call him Patches the Hyena. And he's the one that laid that trap for me. He's the kind of person who'd stab his mother in the back. If you happen to spot him, you'll be doing us all a favour by putting him out of his misery. All done. Good day. Be sure not to get yourself killed.
So the Reaper enemies in this level, they will spawn the Shadow Lurkers, which are kind of the ghost enemies that you can see. I make sure to drop on this Reaper's head so it kind of interrupts his attack, which is a generally good idea. I hit the coffin though when I was trying to actually hit him. The Soul Arrow spell, or whatever he's using, is pretty damaging if it actually hits you, so keep that in mind. There is an event over the other side of this area, but first of all we're going to pick up a few items on the staircase, and there is a hidden passageway here as well, as I spend my time trying to roll up this sledge. So once again another arrow trap, so make sure you don't get hit by it obviously. And the hidden passageway is here. There is a dual katana skeleton here. This is actually the one that I think most people try to farm pure bladestone for, which is notorious for being extremely rare. Sort of because of a bug drop rate as well, I would say. For some reason, increasing your luck decreases your rate in order to get very rare items like pure bladestone. So it's actually an adverse effect, which is very strange, and seems more like a bug than anything else. There is a crystal lizard here. One thing that you can use with crystal lizards is kind of if you manage to knock them down, you can kind of go on the other side of them, and then they should run away from you again in the other direction. Basically, they will always run away from you, as far as I know. And I pick up the white bow here. The white bow has some pretty steep stat requirements, but it is a pretty good bow to use. I don't think I'll actually use a bow myself because there's no real need, since I'm mostly using melee for this entire run. But maybe I'll break out one of the compound bows that I can just use with no stat requirements, or no stat investment even.
Oh, the demons haven't got to you, have they? Well, I'm in luck. You see that pit? It's filled with treasure. But, I can't get to it myself. Go on, have a look. It's more riches than I've ever dreamed of. That's it. That pit just there. Go on, get a little closer. Don't hold it against me, eh? Take your time starving to death. Then I'll sell every last trinket off your corpse.
Heavens! Did you fall for that little devil's trap? Well, I did the same. He fooled me, and now I am stuck here. The reverberations seem to suggest that we are connected to the outside. But dark, fearsome souls stand between us and freedom. But have no fear. God will cleanse us of evil. Pray with me. Umbasa.
I think this is the first Black Phantom we've seen that's just naturally there in the level. So the first one that you kill will drop the Black Eye Stone, which was used for invading. But you'll see this guy isn't actually that tough. He seems to take a lot of damage from the Demon Brand already.
Oh, it's you. Did you cleanse the world of another dark soul today? God has chosen you, and for that we are thankful. Umbasa.
You. Hey, look, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Well, I mean, a man's got to make a living, right? Here, look. I can make up for it. There aren't many humans like us. We need to stick together. I know. Here, take this as a token of my friendship. You've seen one of these before, surely. Come on, let's be friends. What do you say? No need to drag each other down.
So the reason we're doing this level before we should is, one, it will give us access to kill another Black Phantom, which will mean we'll increase our character tendency and do more damage, of course. The other reason is you can get the Miracle Second Chance from the boss. The problem with that is it requires 2 miracle slots, which I don't actually have, and this is a bit risky here. This section here is probably the most dangerous part of the level, I would say, just because it's so easy to die from these 2 skeletons and the archer here. Thankfully I have a bit more luck with the second archer, or the second rolling skeleton. The Thieves' Ring is really good here as well. So yeah, like I was saying, Second Chance, you need 2 miracle slots for it, which means I would need 16 faith. And also, any other buffs that you have on yourself, like Water Veil for example, you can't have them on at the same time as Second Chance. They don't stack, basically. Second Chance is extremely good though. Basically what happens is, if you take a fatal hit, you'll well, you won't respawn, but you'll just, Second Chance will become inactive, and then you'll have 50% HP. So it's really, really strong. And perhaps a little overpowered too. So now we get up to the section where the second Reaper is spawning some Shadow Lurkers. These ones seem to have the laser attack, which is a little more annoying. You can roll past it. I try to use a Soul Remain here. You can roll past that laser attack, but you're on a narrow passageway here, so you really don't want to do that. You really don't want to get hit by their grab, but their melee attacks are really slow and telegraphed, so not too much of an issue there. This area, this section here can be a little tricky as well. So I try to roll this and I just immediately get hit. It has a strange hitbox for some reason, but it's fine. Since it's just that one enemy on its own, it's not too bad. The Reaper, or the second Reaper, is behind this little ledge here. If you knock him down, it doesn't really matter, because he will die on his way down. And one thing to keep in mind is, if you hear the laughing, there is invisible enemies here. There's only 3 of them, so that's the first one. But they can backstab you if you have your back turned to them, so keep that in mind. So you kind of just want to block, stand in a corner and block until you can hit them. So here are the other 2. They are rather annoying, but don't have that much health. Kind of easy to take out if you know where they are. They kind of lure you over there with crappy healing items, but yeah. And pretty much we need to get through just this 3rd Reaper section, and then the caves at the bottom, and then that's the end of the level. It's really, really short. The enemy around the corner can be a little tricky because there is a Reaper on the left as well, so I just use the soul remains. You can see the Reaper actually just casted a soul arrow there, so I make sure to run and take him out. You get all the souls after killing him. A good way to farm souls is actually to farm the first Reaper of this area. Just go and kill him, get all the souls from the Shadow Lurkers, and then reset. So you can actually make a decent amount of souls there. I think like 7,000 in pure black world tendency every time you do it. And it's relatively easy to do as well. There are a few items in this slug area. They also drop sticky white stuff if you need an enchant. Of course, like I mentioned before, you can't buff the Demon Brand. But what you're going to see me do is actually use some of these little exploding lights, or whatever they are, to clear out some enemies here. So if you run past these lights, they will explode. And there's a lot of enemies over there, so it will actually kill them. Which is kind of strange, because usually traps don't kill enemies for whatever reason. There isn't too many items in this area here, so I'm going to skip most of these slugs just because they're a pain to actually kill. They die in 1 or 2, but they often hit you at the same time, so I'm just going to ignore them. And the last thing I need to pick up in this area, I think, is the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, which is hidden in the back corner. I think I actually get hit by this because this other slug was blocking my path. So yeah, that's actually all that's in this area. Now we just have to go and fight the boss, and the boss isn't very difficult. It becomes a lot easier if you're using the Thief Ring, which I pretty much always am. I'm pretty much locked into using the Cling Ring and the Thief Ring if I'm in soul form. So the Thief Ring makes this a lot easier because this boss is blind. Like I mentioned, this boss is blind. If you don't have the Thief Ring, he will be able to hear you and attack in your general direction. But if you do, you can get a few hits on him and then he will attack after that. This one is kind of an AoE explosion, but it's kind of easy to get out of the way of it. But you can keep kind of just like waiting until he attacks and then getting a good 3-4 hits on him. I'm doing pretty good damage to him. He is quite tanky in general. So it might take a while to actually kill him if you don't have great weapons at this stage. I do mess up a bit at the end here of this fight because I think I get a bit greedy and go for an extra hit. So I get a bit greedy, get hit there. He does a follow-up attack. Thankfully I roll out of the way of that one. I was a bit greedy there, but yeah, that's pretty much that boss. And like I said, getting second chance is extremely good if you do have the faith for it. I'm not sure if I'll raise my faith to 16, because I'm probably going to use other buffs that we're going to get a bit later on. So I'm not sure if it's actually that worth it. So we're going to return to the Nexus, and then we're going to do the White World Tendency event that happens in World 4. You need to have +2 for World Tendency, so since I started at neutral, killing 2 bosses, that brought it to +2, and then we can do the White World Tendency event. I'm also going to deposit all the stuff I picked up. So the White World Tendency event is to just get a katana that will slowly drain life, but there is an NPC that is linked to that as well.
What's the hurry? Have you any...
Thanks to you, I was able to seek refuge in this nexus. Now I stay here and pray, along with my disciples, for the heroes facing the demons. If you wish for benevolent protection in your fight against the demons, then bring me demon souls. I will cleanse them and perform a miracle with their power. God bless this brave warrior, Umbasa.
Thank goodness, the Lord has not forgotten me yet, for he has reunited me with Saint Urbane. I shall serve him and pray with him, and thus express my faith in God. Umbasa.
You have rescued the Honorable One. I express my deepest gratitude. You have relieved me of a great onus. Oh, thank God. Umbasa.
So we're going to go ahead and start at 4-2. Basically it was the item in the pit that we couldn't pick up before. Now if you come here with at least White World Tendency +2, the column should be broken, and then you should be able to pick up the item. What we're going to do after that is head to the start of 4-1, and then an NPC there will ask us to give him the item that we picked up. So once again, yeah, I mean, killing that mob there, 4.5k, and that's just in White World Tendency. You notice that the Reaper there died in 2 hits, and that's because the game is a lot easier if you're in White World Tendency.
You over there. You seem to have your head about you. Come here. I have a proposal for you. Do not be afraid. You have much to gain. I am Satsuki. I seek a keepsake of my father. Have you seen the sword inscribed? Makoto. I will offer you demon souls if you can help me find it. Ah. You have found the Makoto, have you? Bless your good fortune. And, well, your good work. Now, Just hand the Makoto over to me. Yes. Yes. This is she. This luster. It's finally mine. Except, could this sword really be as deadly as the rumors claim? There is only one way to find out.
So there's nothing to avoid this, but you'll notice that his life is slowly draining while he uses this, and you'll also notice that he does pretty much no damage to me, which is pretty sad. This is the body form of Satsuki. Killing him will drop the world tendency by 3. So that's actually going to be kind of useful for getting us to pure black world tendency, which we'll need to do after this. I also let him heal, which was a mistake on my part, so this fight takes a lot longer than it should have. But the Black Phantom version is going to be a lot tougher than this. Well, I say a lot tougher, but we're going to use Soul Remains once again. So we pick this up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed through the deaths that I need to do to bring the world to pure black. So we go and kill ourselves because we got body form from killing the old hero boss, and then I'm going to kill myself another 2 times in order to reach pure black world tendency. And I try to find my souls before I actually do that because I have 40,000 on me. I leveled up to 30 vitality just because it's kind of a soft cap, I believe, for vitality. But after that, I'm pretty much going to start pumping endurance, probably. A little bit, at least. As you can see, we're now in pure black world tendency, and we're going to go ahead and kill another Black Phantom. This one can be quite difficult because he does like to heal, and he uses grass to heal instead of a spell, so it's almost instantaneous. And also he does very high damage in general. I think he could kill me in like 2 hits, and he swings the katana pretty quickly as well. So we're just going to use Soul Remains and backstab, spam him really. I think he tries, no, he doesn't try to heal at all. But yeah, if you get him to low health, he will try to heal a lot. So you can try and take advantage of that, but he may kill you quite easily as well. And as you might have seen, our attack rating goes up to 384. So that is 3 out of 5 in terms of character tendency. So we've got a few more Black Phantoms to kill, and then we've capped out the weapon damage for Demon Brand pretty much. So this is an additional enemy that's here in pure black world tendency, so I make sure to lure him out, because having 2 skeletons would be a bit much here. So the other thing we're going to do on this level is we're going to head all the way to 4-2 again, and we're going to kill another one of the primeval demons to get another colorless demon soul. I'm probably going to use those to upgrade the Adjudicator shield. I think it goes up to 8 HP per second at +5. Right now it should be 2 HP per second it heals. So a pretty substantial upgrade there. Plus, I don't think I really need to upgrade anything else. Not really, because this is my main weapon, and we don't need to use any upgrade materials on it, so it's pretty nice in that regard. There is one weapon I am going to want to upgrade in order to use a boss soul on it to make it a boss weapon. It's kind of strange in that regard how that works, but in order to get certain boss weapons you may need to upgrade a weapon to like +8 in this case. What we're going to do now is I'm going to attempt to do the shortcut here. I think I fail a couple times here, but you can actually skip the majority of the level just by making a roll here. The angle is kind of weird and I always forget exactly where it is, but I think I get it on the 3rd attempt. Yep, there we go. And then you can kind of scoot over this wall into where the regenerator's ring was before. Once again, this crystal lizard has respawned. I managed to just grab his loot before he fell off the edge. And I look at a few of the enemies over here because Pure Black World Tendency has spawned a couple more. And you'll also notice that this enemy is doing a lot more damage than it was before. I also get hit after I rolled. I mean, that was a decent amount of damage that I just took there. But I'm going to just forget the rest here and start heading to 4-2. So the primeval demon is at basically the hidden passageway we went to before, and it's just beside the crystal lizard that I killed before. Also worth noting on 4-2 there is a Black Phantom dual katana skeleton, which is a very difficult enemy. That's the other enemy that you could potentially farm for pure Bladestone, but it is a lot harder to actually kill him. And it should have the same drop rate as this guy right here. So you really want to farm for pure Bladestone and pure Black World Tendency as well. It helps out a lot. And I try and use Cloak and kill the Crystal Lizard here, but I'm pretty sure it just gets away. I try to hit it a couple times, it manages to get away. So I just pick up my colorless Demon Soul and then evacuate out. So that's it for this episode of Demon Souls. And I'll see you guys next time.